In the village of Iseyin, there was one rule at Mama Sikirat's restaurant that nobody dared to break. No one was allowed to open the pot. Not her workers. Not her customers. Not even her own family. She guarded that pot like her life depended on it. And maybe it did. Mama Sikirat was the most popular food vendor in the entire village market. Her food was legendary. People traveled from neighboring towns just to taste her jollof rice, her stew, her fried meat. The aroma alone could make a grown man cry. Her restaurant was always packed. Always. In fact, there were so many customers that sometimes plates would run out. People didn't complain. They washed their own dishes just to get served. "Wash your plate well before you bring it to me," Mama Sikirat would say, her sharp eyes watching them. "If you bring me a dirty plate, I will not serve you." And they obeyed. Happily. Because once you tasted Mama Sikirat's food, you couldn't stay away. You had to come back. But there was something strange about Mama Sikirat's kitchen. Something the other food vendors couldn't figure out. Why was her food so good? Why did customers choose her restaurant over everyone else's? And why was she so obsessed with that one pot? Whenever Mama Sikirat was cooking, she stood in front of it. She sat beside it. She never let it out of her sight. Her workers knew better than to go near it. "Don't touch that pot," she would warn them every single day. "Don't even look at it." And they didn't. But they whispered among themselves. "What is she hiding in there? Why is she so protective? Maybe that's where her secret ingredient is." There was something else. Every morning, before dawn, Mama Sikirat would leave her house. No one knew where she went. One of the other food vendors on the street, a woman named Mama Tinu, grew desperate. Her sales had dropped. Her customers had abandoned her. Everyone now ate at Mama Sikirat's restaurant. So one morning, Mama Tinu decided to follow her. She woke up early, hid in the shadows, and watched as Mama Sikirat left her house. She followed her through the quiet streets. But after a few minutes, Mama Sikirat vanished. Mama Tinu looked around, confused. One moment she was there. The next, gone. She gave up and went home. Mama Sikirat's business continued to boom. She needed more hands in the kitchen, so she hired a young girl named Tolu. Tolu was sharp, curious, determined. On her first day, Mama Sikirat pulled her aside. "Listen to me carefully," she said, her voice cold and firm. "There is a pot in this kitchen. You will see it on the fire every day. Do not go near it. Do not open it. Do you understand?" Tolu nodded. But inside, her mind was racing. "Why can't I open it? What's inside?" She asked one of the other workers about it. "Please, don't ask questions," the woman whispered. "Nobody has ever opened that pot. And if you want to keep working here, don't try." But Tolu wasn't the type to let things go. She had to know. One afternoon, while Mama Sikirat was busy serving customers, Tolu crept toward the pot. Her heart pounded. She reached for the lid. Just as her fingers touched it, Tolu jumped back, her hands trembling. Mama Sikirat's eyes were filled with rage. "I warned you," she hissed. "Don't ever go near that pot again." Tolu apologized quickly, but the curiosity only grew stronger. What is she hiding? Tolu began to pay closer attention. She noticed that every morning, before the market opened, Mama Sikirat would disappear for about an hour. One morning, Tolu decided to follow her. She stayed far behind, careful not to be seen. Mama Sikirat walked through the empty streets, past the church, past the school. Then she turned into a narrow path. Tolu followed. And what she saw made her blood run cold. Mama Sikirat entered a mortuary. A mortuary. Tolu hid behind a tree, watching as Mama Sikirat spoke to the mortuary attendant. The man handed her a large container filled with liquid. Mama Sikirat gave him money, tucked the container into her bag, and left. Tolu's mind raced. What is that liquid? Why is she going to a mortuary? She didn't confront Mama Sikirat. Not yet. She needed more proof. The next morning, Tolu followed her again. This time, Mama Sikirat went to a different place. A small, dark house on the edge of the village. A native doctor's shrine. Tolu watched from a distance as Mama Sikirat entered. She stayed inside for several minutes. When she came out, she was holding a small calabash. Tolu's heart sank. She now understood. The pot. The secret ingredient. The success. It was all connected. The next day, Tolu knew she had to act. The restaurant was busy as usual. Mama Sikirat was standing by the pot, stirring it slowly, her eyes watching the customers. Tolu needed to distract her. She ran to Mama Sikirat, shouting, "Madam! Madam! Fire! There's a fire outside. The shop next door is burning." Mama Sikirat's eyes went wide with panic. She dropped the spoon and rushed outside. Tolu didn't waste a second. She ran to the pot. Her hands were shaking as she lifted the lid. And what she saw made her scream. Inside the pot was not food. It was blood. Dark, thick, boiling blood. The smell hit her like a wave. She stumbled backward, her voice breaking. Blood. There's blood in the pot. The entire restaurant fell silent. Everyone turned to look. Mama Sikirat rushed back inside, her face pale. She saw the open pot. She saw the crowd staring. She saw Tolu pointing at her. And she knew. It was over. The villagers surrounded Mama Sikirat. "What is this?" someone shouted. "Why is there blood in your pot? What have you been feeding us?" Mama Sikirat's shoulders sagged. She closed her eyes and spoke. I was desperate," she whispered. "When I first started this business, I had nothing. No customers. No sales. My food would spoil every day. I couldn't feed my children." Her voice cracked. "So I went to a native doctor. He told me that if I wanted success, I had to make sacrifices. He gave me a ritual. Every morning, I go to the mortuary. I collect water used to wash the dead. I bring it here. I pour it into that pot." Gasps filled the room. "And the blood?" someone asked. "The blood comes from the native doctor," Mama Sikirat continued. "He gives it to me in a calabash. I pour it into the pot every day. As the blood boils, customers come. The more it boils, the more people eat." The crowd erupted in anger. "You've been poisoning us. You've been feeding us death. How could you?" The villagers grabbed sticks, stones, anything they could find. Mama Sikirat ran. She ran through the markets, through the streets, into the evil forest. No one followed her that far. No one dared. And from that day, no one ever saw Mama Sikirat again. Her restaurant was destroyed. The pots were smashed. The food was thrown into the dirt. The villagers thanked Tolu for her bravery. "If not for you," they said, "we would have kept eating that cursed food." Tolu nodded quietly. She didn't feel like a hero. She just felt sick. From that day forward, the people of Iseyin became very careful about where they ate. They asked questions. They observed behaviors. They no longer took success for granted. Because they learned that not every blessing is truly a blessing. Some shortcuts lead to destruction. Some pots are better left unopened. And to you watching this story right now, be careful where you eat. Be careful who you trust. because you never truly know what goes into the pot. Thank you
My
so
name
much
is
for
Joseph,
watching.
and I share African stories and folk tales that carry deep lessons. If you enjoyed this story, please click the subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay wise. Bye-bye.